Good morning, everybody. This is your girl, Martha D. Staub, owner of MDMC Entertainment, and I'm back. This is a live show, guys. Hello. It's been a good while. I think the last show I did, let me look here, was the episode about my hair extravaganza. This was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. We had an unboxing last week, and then I think, Lewis was here from the development. He was here for his birthday, so I think we took that week off. We did, because he's more prepared than I am. He's already gotten many interviews lined up, ready to go. That's my Mia, my beautiful yellow lab. Anyway, Lewis ended up getting a lot of stuff done ahead of time, and so now I am not that savvy. As I've been mentioning since the beginning of the year, it's been very difficult to really devote the time to the show as I should. I've just been slammed. I mean, MDMC has tripled in size, and we're doing a lot more work than we usually do. And at this time, it's just been really weird. So, but I'm enjoying it. I really do love the clients that we're working with right now. We're working in the cannabis space, which is a first for us. We're working in lots of entertainment right now. Our biggest client, our second biggest client, is entertainment based, and constantly we are doing things for them. Literally, it feels like a 9 to 5 because we are around the clock working with these guys. And as you can see, our co-CEOs, why are you live? And get to work crazy. I will shortly, babe, but I have to get this message out because this week is my week. I don't know if you can hear Mia. She's scratching herself. I wish you were big enough so I can show the people who you are, Mia Boo. Anyway, don't take off my cord though. Okay. Anyway, so this week I wanted to really talk about something I keep seeing online that, for me personally, I don't understand it. I mean, I do. I get it. There are people out there that own agencies that will do anything to get some business through the door. And so a lot of people are overselling their services of social media. I heard her sniffing just now. Sorry, babe. Yeah, she's doing her rounds around the room. She's a really cute lab, guys. I'll have to post up a picture on the MDMC social media here soon, just so you guys can hear her and see her. But there are just there are people out there that are just out there for the money, and it's just so sad because it's not about the money. It's about making sure that you're delivering a quality service. Like, I don't ever put on anything, even on my private one-on-ones I have with clients. I can get you this many followers and, in this amount of time. It's like overselling for SEO services as well. If you find someone that says they can put you on the front page of Google in 1 month, it's a crock. I don't promise how many followers we can get people because we don't know that. There's a lot that goes into social media content creation, marketing, all of that stuff. It takes time to build up that specifically. And I feel like there are just people out there. Mia Boo. I should have left her outside. I don't know if you guys can hear her or not. Sorry, guys. But there are people out there that are just promising the earth, the moon, the stars, and everything below it that is going to help you gain social media success. And let me tell you, it is a hard gig. Like, social media for me, I look at all of the services we offer. The largest one we have, we do a lot of social media for. For one client, we are managing three social medias for three different subdivisions of this company. So that means three different strategies. That means three different sets of content creation. And then I just recently had another client come back into the fold, and you'll be seeing a lot of her stuff here soon. She sent me huge drop boxes of content. She's like, all right, this needs to be turned into social media content. She already knows because she's already worked with me before. And she knows that this is going to take time. Like, she's one of those realistic business entrepreneurs that just knows. One client alone, my second largest client, we're doing 10 to 12 posts a day, posts and stories. I think I put it in the Instagram and Facebook stories, like how much content, original content, do we usually make? Well, I think for one client, I was moving a lot over. I was actually updating our profile because we have another client that's possibly coming in, joining in on the MDMC fund. And I updated our portfolio with some of our newest work, and I moved all of the content that I had been making up from my laptop to my hard drive. There were almost 900 pieces of original content. So that's 900 altogether stories and posts. And I've only been working with that specific client for about 5 months now. 4 months. It's a lot. It's a lot of work. A lot of people don't understand that. And when you get a new client, I'll tell you one right now, I'm having a difficult time with one because I don't have enough content to create out of what I have. And the specific niche market we're going for is a little difficult. And it's a market that doesn't like to spend money. So it's a tough one. I've actually been having to go in and really research and do different things to appease this client so we don't lose them, and to make sure that all of our content is good and the client likes it. I've had moments where this year I was not happy with the work I delivered, and I actually knocked down my invoice $100. I was like, I can't charge you full price. I don't feel right doing it because it's not my best work. I think it could have been better. And I just felt really, really guilty about it. Like, I don't know why. And it was a lot of content, but I just didn't feel like it delivered the way I thought it would. I felt like I maybe overpromised it and said, oh, this is going to be great. You're going to get all these followers and blah, blah, blah. And it didn't work out that way. And, I've looked that in the face. I'm like, yeah, I can't charge you this much this month. And that's okay. But I think there's people out there that if you go on Instagram, if you go on, LinkedIn, if you go anywhere in these other places and platforms, you'll see there are agencies out there that are just over promising. And it's so sad because people will go for it. They're like, oh, I need 1,000 followers by this or that or whatever by the end of the month. I'm straight up honest. I have my second largest client. They're on the cusp of the 10K mark. And they said, we need you to come in and get us to 10K. And I'm like, oof, all right. And I know the first month, it felt like I was spinning circles because they produce a lot of content for their websites, for their YouTube channels. And I was pushing and pushing and pushing for the first month. And I didn't get, the followers, I know they had done something funky to their account. I'll get into that in a minute. They probably paid for likes. They probably did some random shit, and it hurt their account. Because while I was that first month, I was like, all right, we're getting engaging content. We're tagging people. We're putting in those hashtags. Like, this should be growing. And it kept going up and then sinking, and then up and then sinking. I'm like, okay. And I had a serious talk with The first month when my invoice was due, they were like, well, it's not where we want it to be yet. And I said, no shit, this is what happened. And I'm like, here, I've done my own research. I've pulled my own reports. What you guys did in the past hurt your account. So everything that we're doing now is not working. So I need at least another 2 months to get this rolling. And sure enough, and this is posts that are going out 10 to 12 times a day. Like, I'm literally sitting here from 10, 11, 12 in the morning to about 5 in the afternoon posting content for them. It is insane. And so now I got that account at late 8,000s. We're now mid 900s. So, or 9,000s. So now we're headed there. Mia. This is my co-host, guys. Mia, do you want to say hi to the people? Okay. She gets a little anxiety. I was going to kick her out, but she gets anxiety when we're separated, so I decided not to. She's visiting us from my hometown of Roswell, New Mexico. My mother is in town. I think that's why our co-CEO said, why are you live? Oh, baby girl. But anyway, I think that it becomes interesting when you are out there selling yourself for work and you promise all these things that just cannot be done. I know people that are so the best way here, let me tell you, let me give it to you straight. The best way you can tell if people are good at social media and content creation is if you look at their own social media accounts. If it's popping, you're in good hands. If it looks like shit, you're in trouble. I have someone that I know that I specifically told them they sucked at social media because what they were doing with their own accounts just was not good enough. Like, I made a full-on rundown, a full-on audit of their account. And I'm like, this blows, dude. This blows. And I find it funny that now they're selling services and like, oh, we're really good at social media. No, you're not. I look at your account. I know what you're doing. No. Definitely check out someone else's account. Any agency that you're looking into, look at all of their accounts. For us personally, for MDMC, yes, I should definitely be doing more advertising, but I don't. I just did my taxes, and my CPA just asked. He said, "How much did you spend on advertising?" I said, "I probably spent about $500. No big deal, but I should definitely spend more." There's a lot of tactics out there. One thing is for sure, especially if we're talking about Instagram. Instagram itself is very, very tricky, and you have to be very, very careful on what you do with your accounts. Do not let third parties get your accounts and start adding things to it, because that hurts it hurts your account. Basically, anything that you do that people promise, oh, it's Instagram friendly. No, it's not. Instagram is an institution. They know when their product's been fucked with, and they know what you've been doing to it. And so immediately you're going to set off the fail safe inside the account, and it's going to temporarily block you out of it. So you got to be really careful on what you do with your accounts, because you don't want to piss off Instagram. You don't want to piss off Facebook. I think a lot of people don't understand is that a lot of these very big social media conglomerates are very, very savvy in knowing when their accounts are being messed with. So you can't buy the blue check mark. I've already had this conversation with a fellow celebrity that has thousands beyond thousands of followers. And they're like, let's buy our check mark. You can't buy your check mark. I'm sorry. You just can't. You can't buy followers. Mostly you'll end up buying bots. Okay. When it comes to social media, it's not as easy as pushing a button. And I'm saying that from the God honest truth. I did a pitch last year for a financial client. They're not a client of ours, but I was trying to obtain them because I thought it'd be really good. I really liked what they were about, and I thought I saw a lot of potential. I saw like their entire infrastructure blew. Mia, do you want to say hi to the people? Yeah, their entire infrastructure blew. It was dated. It was gross. I think they were using stacks of money. They were using stacks of money for pictures of stacks of money as content. And so one of the things that I actually, when I set the price for it, I did a very reasonable amount because I'm like, this is a lot of work. This is 30 days worth of content a month. And the one thing they didn't understand was like, well, why are you charging for content creation? Because I got to make the content. You don't have content available for me to use. I now have to brand that content. I now have to make sure all of your socials are on there, all your websites. I got to make sure that all this branded, brand new content is something that when people share, they're like, oh shit, I'm going to hit them up for my financial needs. And they were like, well, we don't need that. I'm like, no, you do, because you don't have any content ready to go. We're going to have to sit here and Photoshop it, edit it, put it into Canva, create, do what we need to do to make that happen. There's a strategy in place. A lot of people just like to post social media posts and just hope something sticks to the wall. And the truth is, you can't do that. I mean, and I'm not going to lie, I've done that. When there's a time and a place and I just need to put something out, I'll just throw it out and see what happens. But most companies just don't think it through. There needs to be the strategy in place. What's your message? What's your campaign? Or what content are you going to get together to make this work? And I can tell you right now, there's a bunch of agencies that don't even know how to get to that part. I'll actually share my screen with you guys. Let me actually show you something. Us at MDMC, we do take a lot of time to make content when we're announcing our show, the development. Just recently, we did the whole campaign on all the merch that we sold. That was a good 2-month long deal. 2 months, I guess. Yeah, about 2 months. I know we have more shirts out there. I know other people are out there doing stuff, and eventually we keep getting shirt orders. We get some at least a couple times a week, which is great. Thanks for the love, guys. But actually, let me share my screen with you because I want to show you. And if you are listening on the podcast, you guys can just listen. This isn't really. You guys can go to the MDMC Instagram page if you like. That way, you guys will know what I'm talking about. All right. Let me see how this looks on your end. Perfect. All right. So today we posted something that Lewis actually, he finds cool things or he comes up with cool ideas. And he was like, we had run into a situation where someone was asking for free service. And I'm like, I can't do it, Lewis. Like, and you're not skilled enough yet as a marketer to do it yourself. So we can't take on free work anymore. So one of the things we were like, oh, we should make a post about that. And so we did. Right now, this one has 50. I love these posts. We've done posts like this in the past about Instagram algorithms, things like that. These get a ton of engagement. We got 54 likes on this, 13 comments. We got a lot of saves too. If you actually go on the mobile version, you'll see we have, I think, like 20 saves. But this is what I mean. See, we work in the entrepreneurial space. We work in the area of people that are becoming into business, that are doing business, that are, that are coming into their own. And to be honest with you, a lot of people think social media is easy. They're like, oh, all you got to do is post to Facebook. I had an asshole boss. No joke. No joke. This guy, he was an owner of a company. We did our weekly meeting And I remember the GM was like, we have to show him we're really working and we're doing all this stuff. And I'm like, we are working and doing this stuff. But he wasn't really tech literate. And so we would be talking about, I mean, I think my partner, who I still work with to this day, took the floor about analytics. So we're going through the analytics of the company, going through various things. And out of nowhere, we're talking about web traffic and stuff. And this owner was like, "Are we posting to Facebook?" And we like kind of stopped the meeting and kind of looked over and we're like, "Yeah, I'm not talking about Facebook, but yeah." And he's like, "Okay." I'm not kidding you. There are people out there that think like this. There are owners out there that don't know what the hell's going on with their business, their marketing of their business. They're more concerned about the operation and the production of their business versus the behind the scenes of how you get more business. But anyway, these posts do really great for us because we're in this sphere. Obviously, I promoted our show. Obviously, we're still on the merch thing. That campaign is still doing really well. Our intern just graduated. Congrats, Josh. Lewis was just here for his birthday. We went and did an event at Inland Empire Toy Store. Go check them out. They're tagged in this post. We shared some client work. Let's see. T-shirts, birthdays. May the 4th, we are in the entertainment sphere. So obviously May the 4th makes sense for us. Let's see. My thank you, the shirt campaign. I'm doing a grid thing. I was actually telling Josh, my intern, I was like, I'm still doing this grid thing where it has the purple stripe down the side. And believe it or not, when I actually interact and talk to other entrepreneurs, they say they love our Instagram account because of this. So it's doing us some good favors. So we're going to keep it until I decide not to anymore, until it gets too hard. Let me see here. We did our thank you cards. This was the beginning of our merch campaign. Or this was the beginning of the merch campaign. Let's see here. Our interview with, or that one. That was our official announcement, official MDMC merch. So that started 8 weeks ago. Yeah, about 2 months ago. So awesome. Let's see here. Let me tell you which posts do really good though. This is a part of another campaign to get everyone to listen to our podcast. If you are listening on the podcast, we are available on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, iHeartRadio, and all the other major podcasts. Roger got his own action figure. This got a lot of love because obviously Roger's a client of ours. It's pretty cool when your client is an action figure. Let's see here. We were doing an event at a client's office or studio, shall I say? The studio/office. Let's see. We had this campaign going of what our services were. I know Lewis had come to me and said, look, people don't know what you do in New York. At that time, he was like, we need to do some posts about services. So I came up with these really cool video services. I think this is great. This really showcases what we do. Here we go. This is a really good one that did really well. And this is stuff that makes sense, how the Instagram algorithm works. So we actually break it down as to what Instagram does, how it measures it, and how you engage. And this is how you grow. People loved this. And so when you are actually servicing your audience, because again, I know my audience is Comic Cons. I have a ton of Comic Con conventions that follow me. I have potential entrepreneurs. I have boss ladies that are out there. They're starting their own businesses. I have a bunch of entrepreneurs. I know who my audience is. I can go into the analytics, and I can tell you, and even there's other analytics that you can actually purchase that can actually give you even more data. Like spending $50 to $100 to get that data, well worth it. And and you can use a third party for that. I recommend doing that, but I don't recommend using a third party to grow your account. Don't do it. Whatever you do, no matter what anyone says, everything that we do on our side for our clients, we're doing it organically, and we're doing it with paid advertising through Instagram. I always tell my clients, look, you're not going to grow overnight. And I've said that to even my second largest client. Just because we're posting 10 to 12 times a day doesn't mean it's going to grow. And yes, we are doing things that Instagram likes. Instagram likes it when you play with Reels. Instagram likes it when you post stories. Instagram likes that you have content and that you're posting frequently. It's a lot of aggressive posting, but Instagram likes it because the more content that's on the platform, the better. And if you are actually paying for paid content, they treat you better. I'm sorry, it's a pay-to-play world, and that's just what we do. And I have not paid to play. If not, my account probably be at 10K by now. But that's a whole other story. We'll get to it later. Let's see. We did some stuff for... I got some content out for the holidays because we took a month off because we had to stop filming. It was just getting too much. But there are some other... I think there was another post right around this time because I remember being home doing it. There was that one. Let me see here. We highlighted all of our entrepreneurs, which we'll do again, the Ultimate Christmas Guide. I thought that was a great idea to really highlight the people we've interviewed on our shows. Places to leave your business cards. I thought this was a really cute idea. People loved it. A lot of people are now converting to the digital card, which is great and everything, but I still have a book of actual business cards. I still tend to think that's better than having whatever it is that you're doing. Digital cards, that's great, but a one that's physically in your hand and that you can put in your wallet and you'll run into, it's just better. Let's see. There was another one I wanted to show you. This one did really good. Instagram profile audit. So we actually were telling our client base, this is how you audit. We should definitely do more. This should be a separate campaign on its own, but it's like the small how-tos, the small ways you can fix your specific accounts or, your email list or whatever. Brimstone, what a great guy. Go follow him if you're not. He's a fantastic guy. But yeah, call to action. A lot of you'd be surprised. I know people that sell social media services that didn't have their account, their personal IG account up to this level. Be careful who you hire. Let me see here. How to beat the Instagram algorithm. This one did another great one as well. Because, we're actually are seeing more if you save a post versus like the post. It's like a super like. Save posts. I've actually been doing that a lot more now, where I just go through and I see someone I like and I'm just saving posts because it's so much better than a like, and it helps elevate your profile even more because Instagram is seeing that your content is that good that it's being saved. And so Instagram will then boost you organically. Let's see. The Instagram checklist. Again, I'm tailoring to my client base. How many people did I have on here? Yeah, 27 likes. This a little lower, not like the one I had for like 60, but this one did really good. That was Lewis at the Shadow Gallery in Brooklyn. Let me see. I think that's it for tailoring to your people. I think it's so important that you know who your audience is. A lot of people do know. There's our client Jen. Nemo, we do stuff for Nemo here and there. He's not an actual, well, he is a client, but not really. He's been a very big supporter of MDMC since the beginning. Let me see. Even this, the Back to Action project. This was a really good project where this got a ton of engagement. People are really excited. This is when I teamed up with 1DR Productions for their project. Fantastic. Great work. I did really good coming up with this concept. I loved it. This was hard. Not all social media posts come to mind. One of the things that I absolutely love about what I do and what I do for clients is the creative process. Not everyone is creative and not everyone can accomplish it. I have times where I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm completely lost. I don't know what I should do. And so it takes me a good minute, but the content creation part it can be difficult if you are not creative, and it's difficult for creative people because sometimes you get a block and you're like, what are people going to like, and you have to really put yourself in the shoes of the user to be like, what would make you like that? I'll give you a quick thing. A lot of people love video. I just had this conversation with another client of mine that we're running 3 additional social media campaigns or running social media accounts for one client. And so social media takes a big bulk of our time here. And one thing that we've noticed is that video is just key right now. People are on TikTok, people are on Reels. It takes a lot of work. And there are people out there that are selling services that don't even know this. The moral of the story is just be super careful who you hire. Be super careful. Do your research on this person. Find their business accounts. Find their personal accounts. Find everything this person is tied to and look at everything. If you are not impressed by what they create, do not hire them, because eventually I think it's either going to be them or someone who doesn't know anything about your industry, maybe someone that they outsource to do the work and will not know anything about your business. We take time and energy and do the research to help people achieve their goals in their social media world, because it's not easy. It's not easy to sit here and, there are times where I've sat here and I'm like, during the day, I will not produce anything. And sometimes it takes an all-nighter to sit here and create and do something really cool. I know I had a week like that a couple weeks ago. Right before Lewis showed up, I was sitting here in the dark, just working. And you will not believe how much came out that night. And it's truly an art. And it's something that, and maybe this is why I feel so strong about it, but this is something that really takes a lot of time, effort, research, diligence, everything. It's not something that can just be, a price tag could be thrown on it and, with a note, all your social media dreams will come true if you do this. It's not true. Again, if you really want to grow your accounts, you have to be posting daily. You have to be interacting with your people. You can't just have an account and not interact with anybody. You just can't. You need to be posting. You need to be doing stories. You need to be doing video. You need to be doing all the right things, and also paying for advertisements. I know that sucks. Oops. I know that blows to have to sit there and pay money, but I tell everyone that comes through my door, at least put aside anywhere between $100 to $1,000 worth of digital advertising budgets. And that could be for Instagram, that could be for Facebook, that could be for Google Ads, whatever. You need to put aside a budget to help nourish these accounts, because without it, you're not going to get anywhere. And I hate to say it that way, but it's true. A lot of these platforms are pay to play, and that's how you grow. And you can do all the other organic things, like I mentioned before. But at the end of the day, you need to really be in tune to who your audience is, make content that resonates with them, and continue forward. That's literally all you can do. And it's not easy. So take the time, research, do all that stuff. All right, announcement time. All right, so we still have merch available at the MDMC website. So you can go to mdmc.com/merch. And we do have the headquarters pink shirt and the MDMC development shirt. Let me throw this out at you. Here we go. I'm really excited. These shirts have really taken off. I did not realize people cared. I really didn't. I'm so sorry. It's kind of sad, but yeah, there's us, there's Lewis, there's myself, there's Alex, and so we do have the headquarters pink shirt at $30, and we also have the development shirt. This one comes with a free gift from the development. They have something super special they're giving away to anyone who buys their shirt. Again, these guys don't give away anything for free. I say take them up on it. So we have that. We just got and hired 2 new summer interns this year. They are from UCSD, La Jolla. So I'm really excited to have these 2 girls help me this summer. Work has been really crazy, and it's always good to have a little bit of help. So I'm really excited for that. We'll be showcasing our interns here shortly. And the big announcement is that next week, the 28th, that's our Friday, is the 1-year anniversary of Business Building and Beyond. I'm really excited to have hit that mark because I really didn't think I was going to. For some of you that have been following me from the beginning, you guys know the show was very, very different at the beginning. And about 10 episodes in, there was a massive switch. And it was for the better. I listened to a lot of people and something that people wanted to listen to and to hear and the type of content they wanted. So some changes were made. So yeah, 10 episodes in, it kind of sucked, but we got better. And we've been bringing on amazing guests, which we haven't had a guest in a while. I know, I'm sorry, but I'm working on the guest list. We've got some pretty cool ones coming around the corner. So, yeah, it's going to be great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, you can listen to us on the go if you don't want to sit here and watch me talk about social media. You can go to all of your major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and so many others. I think we're every day, or every week at least, we've been noticing we're on other platforms. And the analytics on it is actually really cool because we are just hitting so many different areas of the world and the US that I just didn't think, I'm literally sitting at the analytics map and I'm like, who's in that area? And like, I'll go through and I'm like, I don't know anyone in that area. Okay, this is definitely a new user. Yeah, I'm like that. I like analytics. It tells me a lot. But yeah, so we're everywhere. So if you don't want to listen to us here on YouTube and you don't want to see me talk about all this cool stuff, totally fine. Take us on the go, take us to the gym, wherever you're going, long trip. If maybe your commute sucks and you need some inspiration to go out on your own and not work for whatever asshole you work for, this is the podcast for you. We also want to give a huge shout out to the Facts of Life podcast because without them, we wouldn't be here podcasting. So there you go. All of this is all original content. These topics are originally thought out by yours truly. Just because of what I see on a daily basis, on social media, on anywhere. I just see stuff and I'm like, I need to talk about that. And so that's why I come here and I vent it out to you. And sometimes you'll take it and sometimes you won't. Just whatever the case may be. If you need help with something in particular or you want me to cover a specific topic, put it in the comments. I'll get to it. Just let me know. If you don't want to put it in the comments here or you follow me on IG, put it in the IG DMs. Lewis and I will get to it and we'll cover whatever topic you need because we are definitely not short of topics, but I've just been going by what I've been annoyed with online lately. So I just wanted to get that out. So don't forget, next week, I'm actually going to do a video compilation of our greatest moments on Business Building and Beyond next week. I was going to do a live show and actually have live people come in, but people's schedules are crazy. COVID is now, lifting, and people are going out and doing stuff. So now it's not as easy to track people down now as it was before. So we'll be celebrating next week very differently. So thank you again so much for your time, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.